Hi folks, it's Greg from Heroes Beacon, and today we're going to do an unboxing of Aetherdrift. So we're going to unbox a box of the play boosters. Now, Aetherdrift is the vehicle-themed Magic the Gathering set being released February 7th. You'll be able to find packs, so play boosters, collector boosters, singles, commander decks, and bundles at Heroes Beacon on the 7th. You'll also be able to participate in our pre-release events on the 7th and the 8th. So come out, check us out, have fun. We've also got all of your gaming accessories as well. So we have play mats, we have deck boxes, sleeves, anything else you might need. Now, when you buy a box of boosters, so either play boosters or collector boosters, you will get a buy a box promo. There is also a box topper in each of these as well, so we're going to take a look at that and see what's inside. So I'm just going to crack this open. Now I'm going to do this fairly quickly. Basically, we're going to take a peek at the cards in each pack. We're going to focus primarily on rares, mythics, anything special. I might talk about a few of the commons and uncommons of note, but I don't want this to be a terribly long video. So we're just going to look at mostly the highlights. So here we go. So this is the Aetherdrift play boosters. I keep calling it Aetherdrift. I know it's Aetherdrift. So there's your box topper. So in this is going to be a I think it's first place finish foil land and one extra card that could be one of the rares or mythics or one of the spotlight cards as well, or sorry, special guest cards. So let's just crack this guy open. Well, here, let's move you aside. We're gonna crack this guy open first. There we go. So again, you'll see these. You can also find the box toppers in the Finish Line bundle. So if you aren't getting a box of the play boosters or collector boosters, Finish Line bundles have these as well. So there we go. So there is the first place finish foil mountain. So that's the land. And we have March of the World Ooze. So that is the rare. So it's got a nice little golden foil. So let's start with our first pack. So Magmakin Artillerist. So cycling is making a comeback in this set. Brightfield Glider, Bounce Off, Lightning Strike, Grim Javelineer, Run Over, Chitin Gravestalker, Avishkar Raceway. Now these lands are neat because they are a way to get start your engines and speed going. So the start your engines mechanic, when a card with start your engines enters play, if you don't have any speed, you start off with 1 speed. And then your speed will build up from there up to a maximum speed of 4. So every time you deal, or every turn in which an opponent has lost life, your speed goes up by 1, up to a maximum of 4. And usually when you're at max speed, some extra bonus effect takes place. Spire Mech Cycle, a lot of vehicles in this set. It's another common sub-theme because we're dealing with cars, vehicles, we're racing. There's mounts as well. Vanguardian, Racer's Scoreboard, Lumbering World Wagon. So this is our rare 2 and a green for an artifact vehicle. It's a star 4. Its power is equal to the number of lands you control. When this vehicle enters or attacks, you may search your library for a basic land card, put in the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Great way to go find yourself some lands. If you're playing multicolor, fix your mana. Our foil is a Daring Mechanic. And then we've also got as our land slot a Jungle Hollow and a Thopter token. Second pack. Gilded Goda. That's a saddled creature. Voyager Quick Welder. Skystreak Engineer. Grim Javelineer. Bestow Greatness. Skybox Fairy. Starting Column. Marauding Mako. Tarian World Tyrant. So this is another little theme you have, is that you'll find vanilla legendary creatures in this set. I think there's one in each color at least. Roadside Blowout. Redshift Rocketeer Chief is our rare. So red and a green for legendary creature Goblin Pilot. 2/3 with Vigilance. Tap at X mana of any one color where X is Redshift's power. Spend this mana to only activate abilities. Then it's got an exhaust ability of 10 red and green. Put any number of permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield. So I've noticed there's a couple of cards that will do this where they generate mana that can only be used for abilities. So it's something to keep a lookout for. We also have a Showcase Ketramos the New Dawn. So 1 white black. Legendary God 4/4. Menace, lifelink, indestructible. Ketramos can't attack or block unless there are 7 or more cards in exile. And then whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile from graveyards and or the battlefield during your turn, you draw a card and lose a life. Now this card is probably one of the more bananas commander options in this set. Mainly because it does a lot of what you're wanting to do anyway. So it's a really great value engine. There's all kinds of ways to exile things, either through blink effects or through things like Swords to Plowshares, Path to Exile, removal. So it makes for a really powerful commander option. Our foil is Reef Roads, and our land is just a plain old island. We got a Servo token. Just setting the rares and mythics to one side. Pack number 3. Magmakin Artillerist, Spot Cycle Scouter, Flood the Engine, Fellow Heartbike, Risky Shortcut. Actually, that one's kind of neat. Draw 2 cards, each player loses 2 life. Not bad. Interface Ace, Stall Out, Ancient Vendetta, Push the Limit, Cloudspire Coordinator, lots of a few pilots in the set. Our rare Curse Cloth Wrappings. So 2 black for an artifact. Zombies you control get +1/+1. Tap target creature card in your graveyard gains Embalm until end of turn. The Embalm cost is equal to its mana cost. So when you embalm something, you exile it, and you can pay its Embalm cost to make a zombie copy of it. So it's a white zombie in addition to its other types. We also have a Salvation Engine. So 4 and a white. Other artifact creatures you control get +2/+2. Whenever this vehicle attacks, return up to 1 target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield, crew 6, for a 6/10. Now, crew 6 is actually not that bad, because if you've got a couple little artifact creatures, if you have a couple of Thopters, suddenly you've got 2 3/3 Thopters. 2 Thopters can crew this, and it becomes a crazy Sun Titan that can bring back any artifact. And it's also a 6/10. So it seems pretty good. Chitin Gravestalker is our foil, and Rugged Highlands is our land. And we've got an art card. Pack number 5. No, 4. Is Thunderhead Gunner, Swiftwing Assailant, Spectral Interference, Wreckage Wicker Folk, Silken Strength, Spin Out, Camera Launcher, End Rider Spike Spitter, our World Tyrant again, Guidelight Pathmaker, Marketback Walker. So it's an XX, artifact creature construct. 0/0 enters with X +1/+1 counters on it. For 4, you can put a +1/+1 counter on it. And then when it dies, you draw a card for each +1/+1 counter on it. Seems pretty good. Zahur, Glory's Past is our next rare. So white-black, a legendary creature, Zombie Cat Warrior with Start Your Engines. If you sacrifice another creature, you can sacrifice another creature to surveil 1. You can only do it once a turn. And then if you have max speed, whenever a non-token creature you control dies, you make a tapped 2/2 black zombie creature token. Our foil is a Veteran Beast Rider. Our land is an island. And we have another art card. So now we're going to pack 5. I'm going to lose track here eventually, I'm sure. Pack 5. Flood the Engine, Clamorous Ironclad, Skystreak Engineer, Risky Shortcut, Valkyrian Jaguar, Lotus Guard Disciple, Light Wheel Enhancements, Aturok Mammoth, Back on Track, Haunted Hellride, and Unstoppable Plan is our rare 2 and a blue. For an enchantment at the beginning of your end step, untap all non-land permanents you control. That seems really good. Yeah, that seems very good. We also have Mindspring Merfolk for a blue. It has Exhaust. So Exhaust abilities are abilities you can use only once. Not once per turn, just once. So its Exhaust is X blue blue. Tap, draw X cards. Put a +1/+1 counter on each merfolk creature you control. Cloudspark Captain is our foil. Jungle Hollow is our land. And we get another art card. Hull Drifter, which, as you might guess, is basically like a little Mole Drifter. Draw 2 cards when it enters. Crash Burn, Brightfield Glider, Midnight Mangler, Maximum Overdrive, Hazard of the Dunes, Stall Out, Gastel Thrill Seeker, Sky Serpent Seeker, Wretched Doll. Been seeing a lot of dolls and toys lately. Pride of the Road, a Zombie Cat Warrior. Oh, and here we have one of our little showcase cards with the funky artwork. This is a Burnout Bastronaut for a red. It's a 1/1 with Menace. He has Start Your Engines, and for 2 mana, he gets +1/+1 until end of turn. And at max speed, he gets Double Strike. Light Wheel Enhancements is our foil. Our land is a Tranquil Cove. And we have another art card. I know these are a little funky for some folks. I quite like them, but they certainly have a weird secret layer feel to them. So our next pack. We're just going to Pedal to the Metal, Collision Course, Wreckage Wicker Folk, the Jaguar again, Avishkar Raceway again, Interface Ace, Boosted Loop, Fang Druid Summoner, Tune-Up, Sabotage Strategist, and a rare is a Draconautics Engineer. 1 in red for a Goblin Artificer with Exhaust for a red. Other creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. Put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. And for 3 in a red, it has Exhaust. Create a 4/4 red Dinosaur Dragon creature token with flying. So again, those Exhaust abilities you can only use once the entire game. unless you blink them or do any other foolishness. Avishkar Raceway again in foil. Our land is Thornwood Falls, and we have a Chandra emblem. Glitch Ghost Surveyor, Pedal to the Metal, Swiftwing Assailant, Broken Wings, Maximum Overdrive, Omnivore, Walking Sarcophagus, Hellish Sideswipe, Pace Setter Paragon, Memory Guardian, Alcarian Armory, Guardian Sunmare. Oh, that was our rare. So Guardian Sunmare, another horse. We haven't had too many horses in Magic, but here is another one. So 3 white for a horse mount. A 5/5 with Ward 2. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, search your library for a non-land permanent card with mana value 3 or less. Put it on the battlefield, then shuffle. Saddle 4. That seems pretty interesting. Our foil is an Engine Rat. And our land is a Plains. We have a vehicle, a token. The tokens are double-sided. Gilded Goda, Collision Course, Nimblethopterist, Engine Rat. Is Nimblethopterist a reprint? Pothole Mole, Night Market, Skybox Fairy, Veteran Beast Rider, Carrying Cruiser, Cloudspire Captain, Roadside Blowout, and rare is Mu Yan Lin, Wind Rider. So this is she used to be a Planeswalker, but now for 2 and 2 blue, she's legendary creature, Human Wizard Pilot. When she enters, you make a 3/2 colorless vehicle artifact token with crew 1. Vehicles you control have flying. Whenever one or more creatures you control with flying deal combat damage to a player, draw a card. Man, she's doing all of the things. That's pretty cool. Foil is a Goblin Surveyor. Then we have a Plains. And a token. Yeah, Willing E actually seems pretty neat. Burner Rocket. Broadcast Rambler. Trip Up. Chitin Gravestalker. Broken Wings. Lotus Guard Disciple. Dynamite Driver, Hunger Tyrant, Reckless Velocitor, Marshall Path Cruiser, a Showcase, a Veloheart Bike. When this vehicle enters, you gain 2 life. Tap, add 1 mana of any color, crew 2 for a 4/2. Debris Beetle is our rare 2 black-green for an artifact vehicle with Trample 6/6. When this vehicle enters, each opponent loses 3 life and you gain 3 life, crew 2. So this reminds me of a Siege Rhino, except as a vehicle. Maximum Overdrive is our foil, Tranquil Cove is our land. We have another token. We're just gonna blast through these commons because we've seen most of them before. Thundering Broodwagon. Tyrox, so there's the red Vanilla Legendary. Earth Rumbler. Guidelight Synergist. March of the World Ooze. So we had this as our box topper. So 3 green for an enchantment. Creature you control have base power, toughness 6/6, and are oozes in addition to their other types. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if it's not their turn, you make a 3/3 green elephant creature token. Why not an ooze? I don't know. Oh, our foil is Sita Varma, Masked Racer. Blue-green legendary creature, human rogue. With exhaust, X green blue. Put X +1/+1 counters on Sita Varma. Then you may have The base power and toughness of each other creature you control become equal to Siddha Varma's power until end of turn. So you get one big boost to your board. Scarred Barrens their land. We have another token. It's a Start Your Engines token. That's what that looks like. Again, I'm just going to start. We've seen most of these now, so I'm just going to keep up, push the limits. Hour of Victory, Country Roads, Haunt the Network. Another Showcase as a rare. It's another Debris Beetle. This time again in a showcase art. Foil is Stampeding Scurryfolk, Rugged Highlands for our land. I think if we're not halfway there, we're getting darn close. So again, just going to blast past the commons right to the uncommons. So there's the black vanilla, Rocketeer Boost Buggy, Detention Chariot, Broadside Barrage, Afterburner Expert, 2 and a green for Creature Goblin Artificer, 4/2. He's got Exhaust, 2 green, put 2+1/+1 counters on this creature. Then whenever you activate an Exhaust ability, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Foils Flood the Engines, and we have a Forest and an art card. Fuel the Flames, Defend the Rider, Cloud Spire Sky Cycle, Count on Luck. So that's our rare red for an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile a top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. And Surveyors are foil. Dismal Blackwater is our land. And there's a max speed token. Don't know about Count on Luck. I don't know if I'd count on that card. But having that extra card each turn might be pretty darn good. Greenbelt Guardian, Broodheart Engine, Voyage Home, Reef Roads, Gas Guzzler. I've seen this guy mentioned a few times. So it's a great way to start your engines real quick. For a black 2/1 Vampire Rogue, you got to start your engines. This creature is tapped, and at max speed, you can pay a black, sacrifice another creature or vehicle, and draw a card. So yeah, whenever you get 4 speed, you can use them to sack things, draw cards. It's pretty good. Prowlcatcher Specialist is our foil. We have Blossoming Sands and a token. Oh. Here we go. So if you're looking for singles, again, we will have Aetherdrift singles at the shop. So after Friday, feel free to check them out, or on Friday. So Ranger's Aetherdrive, Molt Tender, Embalmed Ascendant, Aether Siphon, Quag Feast. 1 black sorcery. Choose target creature, planeswalker, or vehicle, mill 2 cards, then destroy the chosen permanent if its mana value is less than or equal to the number of cards in your graveyard. So a neat card if you're looking to mill while you try to blow something up. Risen Necro Regent, Zombie Cat Knight, Rocky Roads, Rover Blades, Carrion Cruiser, 2 in a black vehicle. When this vehicle enters, mill 2 cards, return creature card, vehicle card, graveyard to your hand. Crew 1, 3/2, not bad. In the showcase art. Voyager Glide Car is our rare for a white. It's an artifact vehicle 2/3. When this vehicle enters, scry 1. Then tap 3 other untapped creatures you control until end turn. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature and gains flying. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. Or it just has crew 1. We're well over halfway now. It's neat seeing pirates amongst this too. Vampires. Momentum Breaker. Dune Drifter. Sabotage Strategist. A rare is Colden Triumph Caster. So red and white for a legendary creature, human pilot, 2/3. Mounts and vehicles you control have haste. Whenever a mount you control enters, it becomes saddled until end of turn. Whenever a vehicle you control enters, it becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. So interesting if you're looking to play a vehicle strategy. Might be a decent commander option. Spellpierce. Mountain. Oh, and it's a full art cockpit mountain. Let's set this in another pile. Strange, it's the first full art land I think I've seen. Normally would have seen, I would have thought I would have seen more by now. Adrenaline Jockey, Rise from the Wreck, Glory Heath Lynx, Slick Imitator, Sabsunen Luxa Embodied, 3 green blue for a legendary creature, God. She's a 6/6 with Reach, Trample, Indestructible. She can't attack or block unless it has an even number of counters on it. At the beginning of your first main phase, put a +1/+1 counter on Sabsunen. Then, if it has an odd number of counters on it, draw 2 cards. So it's an interesting little value engine. So every time you get an odd number of counters, you get to put some cards in your hand. Oh, there we go. Another foil. Or, sorry, another full art land. This time a mountain. Actually, it's another mountain, just that one's not full art. They heard me talk about them, so now they're going to start showing up. Boogerfolk Indomitable, Dracosaur Auxiliary, Gallant Strike, Scrounging Skyray, and our rare is Burnout Blasternaut, or Bastronaut. So it's the one we had in the full art not too long ago. Or showcase, I guess. Brightfield Mustang, full art planes. Yeah, I guess I did have to just call them out and they start showing up. Locust Spray, Grease Wrench Goblin, Sundial Dawntar, so there's the white vanilla, Transit Mage, and is this our rare? Duretti Rocketeer Engineer, 4 in a red for legendary creature Goblin Artificer. Duretti's power is equal to the greatest mana value among artifacts you control. Whenever Duretti enters or attacks, choose target artifact card in your graveyard. You may sacrifice an artifact. If you do, return chosen card to the battlefield. Magmakin Artillerist is our foil, and we have an island. Sky Crash, point the way. Unswerving Sloth, Spell Pierce, and a rare is Achik Emerald Radian, 3 black, black, green for legendary creature insect druid 3/3. When she enters, create a 1/1 green insect creature token for each artifact and or creature card in your graveyard. That seems pretty good. Whenever another insect you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Achik. Each opponent loses 1 life. Sky Serpent Seeker, Bloodfell Caves, token. Doing these upside down. Plow Through, Wickerfolk, Cloudspire, Ether Siphon, Explosive Getaway, 3 red, white, sorcery. Exile up to 1 target artifact or creature, return to the battlefield under its owner's control to begin the next end step. Explosive Getaway deals 4 damage to each creature. So it's a good way to save a couple of your creatures while wiping out the small stuff on the board. There's the blue vanilla Jungle Hollow art card. I think we were down to 6 left after this one. Outpace Oblivion. Langarin, a Soul of Alakria. Green, white, legendary creature, beast mount. Flying whenever attacks while saddled, put a +1/+1 counter each of up to 2 target mounts or vehicles. Saddle 1 for 1/1. Interesting. So an uncommon legend. Air response unit, diversion unit, and a bright glass Gear Hulk. These things are neat. So mythic, green, green, white, white artifact construct 4/4 first strike trample. When this creature enters, you may search your library for up to 2 artifact, creature, and or enchantment cards with mana value 1 or less. Reveal them, put them in your hand, then shuffle. Locust Spray, Forced, and a dark card. So yeah, the Gear Hulks are always neat, and there is a full cycle of 2-color Gear Hulks in this set. I think there's a full cycle, or it's just the allied ones, I believe. So Rangers, Ether Drive, Road Rage, Stock Up. There's a Hull Drifter in showcase art. And a Crypt Collar Chariot in showcase art. 3 and a black, artifact vehicle, 5/5 with menace. When you discard 1 or more cards, exile it, or create that many tapped 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. Crew 2. Neat. A lot of rare vehicles. Makes me wish I had a Grease Fang, because I would be totally up for building him. Dredger's Insight, Intimidation Tactics, M1 Kit Raceway, Boom Mobile. This thing is cool. Boom Mobile, 2 red, red. For an artifact vehicle, 5/5. When this vehicle enters, add 4 mana of any one color. Spend this mana only to activate abilities. And it's got an exhaust ability for X2 red. This vehicle deals X damage to any target. Put a +1/+1 counter on this vehicle. Crew 2. So ideally, this thing is basically free. You know, it gives you 4 mana back that you can put into an ability. And if you can blink it a few times or have something that does some double triggers on your ETB effects, or some other silly shenanigans, you can get to a situation where you can generate a lot of mana for an activated ability and then just laser pew pew someone with his exhaust ability. Ooh. Caradora, Heart of Alcrya. 2 green, white for legendary creature, human knight, 4/2. When it enters, you may search your library for a mount or vehicle card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. If one or more +1/+1 counters be put on a creature or vehicle you control, that many +1/+1/+1 counters are put on it instead. So it's like a little Harden Scales. That also fetches you a mount or vehicle. Oh, and we have another full art land. A forest. About time. Wild Roads, Our Victory, Voyage Home, District Mascot, so a little puppy dog for a green, 0/0 for a dog mount, and there's with a +1/+1 counter on it. For 1 green, you can remove 2 +1/+1 counters from this creature to destroy a target artifact. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, put a +1/+1 counter on it and saddle 1. Captain Howler Sea Scourge, this is another really interesting card. So 2 blue-red for legendary creature Shark Pilot with Ward 2, pay 2 life. Whenever you discard 1 or more cards, target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn for each card discarded this way. So it only happens, for example, if you did a wheel effect, you would give a target creature, so 1 creature, +2/+0 for each card you discarded. So if you discard 6, well, he's getting +12/+0, which is pretty nuts. Whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player this turn, you draw a card. So he is a very interesting potential commander option. I really like him. Oh, another Gas Guzzler in foil. This is a nice pack. Down to our last 3. Outpace Oblivion, Castle Raider, Memory Guardian, Nesting Bot, Spectacular Pileup. 3 white sorcery. All creatures and vehicles lose indestructible to end turn, then destroy all creatures and vehicles. Cycling 2. So this is kind of neat. I kind of like that. First of all, it deals with vehicles and creatures. It deals with anything with indestructible, so gods and the like. It also has cycling, so if you're in a situation where it doesn't look like you're going to be able to use it, you can discard it to draw a card. Oh man, the Speed Demon. This guy's a beast. 3 black for a legendary creature demon 5/5 with flying and trample. So far so good. He has Start Your Engines. So when he comes in, if you don't have speed, he gives you speed. Again, you gain speed every turn that an opponent loses life. Beginning of your end step, you draw X cards and lose X life, where X is your speed. So he is a card draw engine. Forest and a pilot. So, Chefette Archfiend, Boom Scholar, Roadside Assistance. That's I groan at some of these, but this one actually made me chuckle. So kudos. Trade the Helm. And Gaunty and Night Minister 2, black for legendary creature Aetherborn Rogue. He's a 3/4. Whenever a player casts a spell they don't own, that player creates a treasure token. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents, its controller looks at the top card of that opponent's library and exiles it face down. They may play that card for as long as it remains exiled. Mana of any type can be spent to cast a spell this way. Then we have an Alacrian Jaguar as our foil, and a full art forest. This looks pretty sweet. Last one, which is great because my puppy dog wants 8. Let's go. Risen Necro Regent, Adrenaline Jockey, Roadside Assistance. Funny, we just see 2 of these in the last 2 packs. I hadn't seen one the rest of the entire box. Our Vanilla Blue, Gastel Thrill Roller, 2 in a red for a 4/2 Trample Haste vehicle. When this vehicle enters, it becomes an artifact creature and a turn. Crew 2. 2 in a red, discard a card, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Activate only as a sorcery. Racer's Scoreboard and a Mountain. So that is a play booster box of Aetherdrift, and I am genuinely surprised at how much is involved in a play booster box. I mean, you do get yourself quite a nice pile of rares and showcase cards. You also get the swanky box topper. So if you're looking for Aetherdrift product, if you're looking to crack some packs yourself or buy a box, or check out some singles, again, Heroes Beacon, February 7th. We have everything you need to get your races started. So again, I'm Greg, and thanks again for your time. We'll talk to you later.